Hey everybody, thanks for joining me on this bonus video lesson. This one will be for all tiers. I actually tried to do a live stream, but YouTube was not cooperating. So I'm gonna just do a live lesson here for you all on Patreon. This is on guide tones. This is my C blues preliminary guide tone study, not guide tone study number 1, but the preliminary study number 1. We've got this C7 guide tone right here. By the way, guide tones, if that's new for you, it means the 3rd and 7th of the chord. So on a C7, it's the flat 7 and the 3rd, B flat and E respectively. And I'm demonstrating it to you here on the 4th and the 3rd string, which is typical to play, but we can also do it on these strings, and we could even do it on these strings, and we could even do it on these strings. You know what I'm saying? So guide tones are just kind of the 3rd and 7th, but I'm specifically showing it to you on the 4th and the 3rd strings, which kind of come from the 3-note shell voicings or the 4-note grip shape. Even down here on the C7 down here, you have this or this. It's still hidden in there, okay? So that's how the guide tones work within your chords that you already know. But what's really sweet is that you just visualize this tritone. And so I'm just notice how I'm playing it. That's a tritone interval. That's a C7. We got the flat 7 and we got the 3, okay? So check out the PDF. Now when we move it to F7, we just do this. And it reverses 3 flat 7. Isn't that nice? The 1 chord and the 4 chord in the key of C here in the blues. We're making these as all as dominant 7s. The 5 chord is going to be G7, which is a half step above. So that's G7. Here's your 3-note shell voicing, but we're getting rid of the root, okay? Just the 2 notes here. And then back to C7. So essentially this shape, this tritone interval between the flat 7 and the 3, it doesn't matter, it could be 3 to the flat 7. It reverses itself. That's the beauty of the tritone. It's the same distance. It divides the chromatic scale in half, the tritone, okay? 12 semitones or 3 whole tones. So check it out. The 1 chord, the 4 chord, the 1 chord, the 5 chord, the 4 chord, and back to the 1. So in a really basic 12-bar blues, I would do this. 1 for 4 bars, 4 chord. And this is a Charleston rhythm. Back to the 1. And the 5. And the 1. And the 5. And top. Now, sometimes, you can add the 5, 4, 1, 5, you can do that kind of quicker change. This would be on measure 9, and then measure 10 would be this, measure 11, and measure 12, just so you know, okay? But try to keep it really simple. I'm not adding any 2 5s. This lesson was inspired by my lesson with Diamond Tier member Jim today, by the way. So Jim, thanks for inspiring this quick lesson that I'm sharing here on Patreon. So again, we got this. 4. F7. Back to C7. 5. And then 1. And 5. And again. This is just a level 1 of the blues. Hopefully you've checked out my jazz blues lessons, specifically the B-flat blues. Got some video lessons and materials. Oh, there I did the quick change. Couldn't help myself. All right, so now we've got that all mapped. And by the way, you can do it here too. 4 chord. See how I'm just moving? It's so easy, so much fun. And you can hear everything all you need to hear with just these guide tones. Okay, so now what I'm going to demonstrate here is some soloing now. This is super fun. Hopefully some of you checked out that Emily Remler video on her instructional that I posted on Patreon, the platinum tier level. The beginning clip is her playing some B-flat blues. So check this out. This is C blues, of course. 4. 1 to the 5. One, 5, into the top. Still the 1, and then I'm gonna go to the 4. 1. See, I'm just following the form, the 5. And from the top. And 4. I'm always following the form. And the 1. Here comes the 5. 5. Maybe a quick change. 4 and 1. 5. Maybe that quick change. 4. 5. And I'm just using the blues scale. And 5, 4, 1. So I hope you get the idea of how important it is just to start off, if you're learning guide tones, just use the dominant chords, the tritones. This is so important. You got the 1 chord, you've got the 4 chord, you've got the 5 chord. You've got the 1 chord. It's so nice. And this is true if you do it on these strings. See, this still now is inverted. 3 flat 7, E, B flat for C7. And then F7 is here. C7, G7. That's how easy it is. And the next step would be to start to add those 2 5s in. 2, 5, 1. Okay. And then that's C blues guide tone study number 1. And you can check that out. Not the preliminary study, but now I'm adding more. So I'm like C7, F7, C7, and then the 2 5, G minor 7, C7, F7. Diminish, back to C7, E minor 7, A7, D minor 7. Turn around, more movement. So now you get the idea. Now I'm just adding more movement by adding those 2 5s. That's guide tone study number 2 to help you map those out. And again, I'm just adding little blues licks, really short little phrases. Do da da do, da 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 do do. You know what I mean? Staying really close to these shapes, so it's not too far. And then later on, you can move it around, do it down here. You know, the guide tone. You can even do it down here if you want B flat and E. You go do da da da. Lenny Bro, I was telling Jim that Lenny Bro used these really low strings. I was like, you know, I never really liked those low strings for guide tones, but I'm starting to like them a little bit more now because Lenny Bro used them so much for his soloing. And that just allowed him to get anywhere be anywhere on the fretboard and to connect those guide tones. So basically you have C7 here, you have C7 here, you have C7 here, you have C7 here, you have C7 here. You can see what I mean, right? You have all these different places you can play C7 and be connected and just kind of state those. Then once you learn where those C7s are, like the guide tones again, you just move it down half step, then you're on the 4 chord. So I recommend starting with the C blues. Okay, this is a good preliminary study for you, and it's a good intro lesson. And then again, you can take it through Autumn Leaves, guide tones. Red and gold, I see your lips, summer kisses, guide tones, do you know? Great for comping. I used to hold And so I hope you enjoy this lesson. Let me know in the comments if you want more guide tones, if you want me to write out some of these examples of some soloing ideas with the guide tones too. I'm happy to do that. Cheers.